Teddy, not only is it Friday, but we got the NBA Eastern Conference Finals tonight. It should be a fun night to be watching some sports along with the full MLB slate. Let's talk Raptors. Bucks getting after it tonight. We got the Bucks -6.5 right now, total of 215. That means money line right around plus 230, -280 on the other side. 8:30 p.m. Eastern tip on TNT. Raptors 44-49 against the number this season. That's under 500. I'm more interested in the Bucks this year. Their season numbers looking good, Vegas style. 56-33 ATS, 47-30 against the number as a favorite, and 28-18 ATS at home. A lot of good numbers pointing towards the Bucks. I like the Bucks. How do you feel, Teddy?
Well, look, the Bucks were the single best point spread team in the NBA in the regular season. Not number two, not number three. They were number one. Here we are in the postseason. And the Bucks have been the single best point spread team in the NBA in the postseason. And the markets continue to say, oh, they haven't been there before. Oh, it's Giannis. What about the supporting cast? Oh, someone was telling me that Budenholzer that Brad Stevens was worth 2 points against Budenholzer in every game. I'm like, you watching the same Bucks team that I'm watching? Have you watched them any at all this year? People are like, oh, it's Giannis. Who else on that team is any good besides Giannis? The supporting cast has been dynamite for Milwaukee all season long. Was dynamite in game one. The Bucks just won and covered a game in which they, number one, had a 6-day layoff. Budenholzer. Any coach that goes into a game without playing a game for 6 days is very worried about how you're going to play. How are you going to execute? It's impossible to replicate in practice. And you're incredibly conscious of staying healthy during those 6 days. I think we're all glad to have played Friday and certainly to get the win. I'm sure played and certainly to get the win. I'm sure they'll be better on Friday. They shot under 40% from the floor. They missed 33 3-pointers, 25% from 3-point range. Bucks have a better game in them than the one that we just saw to the Raptors. Kyle Lowry scored 30 points, was the only Raptor. We rip Lowry all the time in the postseason. Let's give him credit. He was a difference maker for Toronto in the fourth quarter. He was the only Raptor to make a bucket. 5 of 7, 14 points in the fourth quarter. Kawhi Leonard, 0 for 3, 2 points and a couple of free throws. Kawhi's quote, "It sucks when you lose like that." Obviously losing, getting outscored 10-0 over the final 3.5 minutes to lose the cover. Sucks when you lose like that. We had a chance. We've got to learn from it, make an adjustment, stay even keeled, never too high, never too low. Just look at the film and get better. If Toronto's going to win this game and cover this point spread they have to get more from their supporting cast. It was a bench that was dynamite during the regular season. They were out-rebounded and outplayed in Philadelphia, the bench. And once again in game one of this series, the Van Vliets of the world, the Norm Powells of the world, Serge Ibaka, who was monster and then nothing. The consistency has to be there for Toronto's bench. That bench needs to play well. One last quote from Milwaukee, Brook Lopez, after the monster game in game one, talking about all the different guys they've got that can possibly step up. It goes to show that we can close games out in multiple ways, in different fashions, all throughout the season, in the playoffs. Different guys have been stepping up. Different guys have been having big nights. It's definitely good to see us win in a different way. I think going forward will be all right, though, if they weren't all like that. I'm with you, Drew. I don't want the Raptors in this game. I don't want the Raptors in this series. Milwaukee is the best team in the East, and they're going to show it.
Teddy, let's talk on the diamond. Let's head to our nation's capital. We got some big-time pitchers on the hill in Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. Cubs looking good this season, one of the more profitable teams, 25-16 on the year, just 10-10 away though. Not bad for a road record here. We also got the Nationals, 18-25 on the season, just 9-12 at home. They have underperformed, no doubt about it. They do have their ace, mad-eyed Max Scherzer on the hill. He's a tough one to bet against, but this Nationals lineup is banged up, Teddy. You looking to get involved with the Cubs and Nats tonight?
I mean, the Nats are actually starting to get healthier. And there's a little bit of momentum in Washington, which I haven't been able to say at any point this season. That being said, I don't believe they've won 3 games in a row all year, and they've won their last 2. The Nats are 2-7 with Scherzer on the hill. All right. He's their ace. Okay. They're not winning for him. He's thrown 110-plus pitches each of his last 3 starts. That's a concern. And I know Scherzer can put up monster pitch counts. I still don't like the fact that they're using him not 100 plus, 110 plus in May when you're, how many games under 500 are they? 7? No.
Yeah.
That's not how you use your ace, in my opinion. Now, Nats have gotten a list from Gerardo Parra. They just picked up last week after the Giants let him go. He had 3 hits and drove in 3 runs yesterday. And that Cubs lineup is ice cold right now. They really are. Bet against them last night in Cincinnati. We talked about that game. They've been held to 5 or less, 8 straight games for Chicago. And Madden's starting to play lineup roulette. Use Kyle Schwarber as a leadoff man on Thursday. Quote, he's actually one of the better candidates to do this with. I'm kind of intrigued, actually. Well, they still scored only 2 runs and had only 4 hits in that ballgame. Typical of what they've done all season. There's a chance they could get Anthony Rizzo back in the lineup tonight. But I know this. I will not lay a price with Washington. If I'm taking the Nats, it'll be at a plus price. And I haven't seen a whole lot of opportunities that I wanted the Nats at a plus price so far this season. So a priori, it's Cubs or pass, but probably a pass. I don't know that I'm in love with backing Chicago right now with their lineup just not hitting against a legitimate ace in Washington.
Teddy, let's talk another one in the show tonight, talking the Red Sox, who are heating up now. But I'll tell you, Teddy, they're going against the Astros, who are absolutely on fire. What they've been able to do, if you've been betting the Astros money line, run line, you have been making a lot of money. Red Sox plus 122 at home, total of 9.5. This one in Fenway should be a great atmosphere tonight. We got Cole and Porcello. Astros 29-15 on the season, above 500, 13-11 on the year away from home. The Red Sox, after the bad start, now up to 23-20, 12-8 in Fenway. Man, this is going to be a fun one Friday night on the Diamond. How do you view it?
There is no freaking way I'm betting against the Houston Astros right now. Okay?
Yeah,
this team isn't just hot. This team is just red hot. They are sick hot. They've 11-1 their last 12. They covered every one of those on the run line. All right? They're averaging they scored 9 runs or more 7 times during that span. This lineup is on fire. On fire. Porcello's got an ERA over 5 in his track record against the Astros. Oh, by the way, do you remember Boston beating Houston in the playoffs last year and then going on to win the World Series? That's the Astros World Series that they're talking about. You guys stole our title. No way I step in front of Houston right now. And Garrett Cole is 42 strikeouts his last 4 starts. He's pitched well against the Red Sox. There's a reason you don't often see Boston in the home dog role at Fenway. Very rarely. Once in a while they get a Yankees ace or something like that. But this is an Astros team that is different from the other 29 teams in MLB right now. They're being priced accordingly. This isn't a value play on Houston, but it's Astros or pass for this better. That team, folks, is freaking hot.